Okay guys, so I'm out here doing some pan fishing, hopefully catching some decent sized bluegill with the LINGL BFS Reel. And I have the LINGL mounted on the Ace Hawk CU double with the ultralight tip. So you're looking at a lure rating of 0.5 grams to, I believe, 4 grams. I have the reel spooled up with 4-pound fluorocarbon. It is a Vanish brand, Berkeley Vanish, and I don't even have it filled, probably barely halfway, because I don't really need all that line with the ultralight lures I'm going to be throwing today. But we're going to get right to it, and we're going to be throwing a lure that has a combined weight of, I think, 1.4 to 1.5 grams, so under 1/16 of an ounce. Now I'm going to set the spool tension to just minimize the side-to-side play as normal. Now, interestingly enough, if you check out the comment section in the unboxing this video, someone said that they're already developing a even better version of this reel. So yeah, that's shows us how fast that the Chinese are moving forward with reel development. All right, so we're going to start off with the brakes on 5, or the maximum position. And if this LINGL turns out to be, you know, an awesome casting reel, then it could be my favorite budget BFS reel from Aliexpress. All right, so I don't know if you guys can tell, but it is raining slightly, and I'm at this small lake that I'm going to be hitting up different spots and hopefully catch some nice bluegill for my mom's. And if we don't have any luck here, we're going to hit up another spot on the way home. But okay, let's see what this LINGL can do with this super lightweight lure. All right, so right there, nice smooth cast. Went out probably like 15 feet with just I guess a 50% cast. And the brakes definitely seem strong enough. All right, so that lure is going straight as well, meaning it's going directly where I'm casting it. It's not veering off to the left because I'm right-handed. So if you were right-handed, it would veer off to the right. But yeah, so far that is more than acceptable for such a lightweight lure. I'm getting probably like a good 10 yards already. Let's try an overhead cast. Oh crap, there's some limbs behind me. I don't want to blow this spool up. So we'll wait till later to do some overhead casting, but so far, very, very impressive. So if you recall, the spool is super lightweight. So the only thing that we needed was to ensure that the brakes were definitely strong enough. And it looks like they are. So I'm not sure how deep it is here. I remember coming here earlier this summer and seeing just bluegill all around, and I did take the fish band clamber out here fishing for bluegill, and I caught a bunch of them, but it wasn't at this spot. Yeah, just easy distance with this super lightweight lure, guys. Very impressed with this reel so far. Let's start backing these brakes down. So right now I'm on 5. Let's see if we can go to the number 4 position and see if we can get a little bit more distance out of this reel. All right, so it looks like I'm getting probably another 5 feet with just an easy sidearm cast there. Hopefully you guys can see that. Spool still controlled as well. All right, there's some activity over there. I'm not sure what kind it is. Could be carp, but let's cast around this way. Hopefully with the rain and it being cloudy, the fish will be more apt to be out and about. Maybe I need to change the color. I'm purposely using a little bug lure that only, you know, a good sized bluegill should be able to take. Right here. And of course, I caught that log. Damn it. These jig heads are hard to come by. I don't want to lose it. And stretching this fluoro out is not good, because once you stretch fluoro, it is stretched, it doesn't go back. So I'm going to try to take it easy. I want my hook back, damn it, and my lure. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be just rife with mosquito bites. Here we go. Whew. All right, so I blew the spool up for some reason. I'm not sure why, and it's bad. I'll see if I can pick this out. If not, I'm gonna have to cut it out and restring. Okay guys, that was a pretty bad blow up, and I don't know why it happened. Maybe the line was dug in, or maybe we reached the limit of the brakes, because I really tried to whip this lure out there. But let me go to, let's say 4.5 on the brakes. And let's do some more casting. See, I put a pretty decent effort into that cast. Spool perfectly controlled. So let's go back down to 4. So far, nothing. Now I don't even see any panfish, but there is fish activity going on. Okay, so right there, I don't know if you guys saw, there was some loops or some overrun. Maybe 1 or 2 loops. So that means we're on the limit of breaking with this lure as far as how low we can go. But the distance is still pretty impressive. So right there had some more overrun. So this reel is definitely not over braked. So with that being said, I'm gonna go up 2 clicks and I'm gonna fish at this setting here because I don't want any more blow-ups. Distance is still very doable, but looks like we're gonna have to change spots. Now, once again, for those of you who are wondering, I do have the Black Knight 2 on order. See right there, I have no idea why that spool overran. It seems to be with sidearm casting with effort, or I put a little bit more oomph into it. So the lure's going out there probably a good 40 foot, but sometimes the brakes will overrun or the spool will overrun. Maybe I have some kinks in the line that are catching somehow, but that being said, I'm gonna make one more cast out this way. And if I don't catch anything on this cast, we are moving. I think it might be too shallow here anyway. All right, let's move. Okay, so we are at a different spot, same lake. And this is the place where I caught a bunch of bluegill with the fish band clamber hyper micro. And earlier this summer, I saw a ton of bluegill around here. And hopefully they'll still be here because there is a fish feeder right there. And I also switched out the color of the little bug lure I was using to some kind of a off purple color with blue flake. Hopefully they'll see this a little bit better, but let's start casting. Now, just from my memory, the Clamber Hyper Micro definitely has stronger brakes than the LINGL, but the distance that I'm getting with both of these lures seems to be about the same. Maybe the Clamber was getting a little bit more because I was more comfortable putting effort into the cast due to its brakes. Okay, I see some activity over there. We're gonna move to this spot. So if I recall, there's like a drop off that goes off into deeper water, probably about 10 foot out, and that's where I was catching most of the fish with the clamber. I do see some small fish near the shore, but nothing really big. But you can see there is definitely some surface activity going on. Gonna let this thing sink. Maybe the bluegill all went out deep, but it's been kind of cooler these past few days. But so far the lingle combined with this Ace Hawk CU double, not only does it look awesome, it feels really, really good. Okay, so that was probably at least a 40-foot cast right there. Maybe I caught those bluegill while they were spawning. Well, it's getting attention from the smaller fish, but no big bluegill. Let's go over here. I know I caught some fish over here. And here I can actually do some overhead casts. Thinking I might need a darker color. Now these really super thin knobs, once again, I used to be against them until I started fishing BFS with these super small plastics where I'm just barely twitching the rod and just barely turning the handle to make the lure dance a little bit underwater. And you can feel the lure a little bit better, well actually a lot better in my opinion, with these thin knobs than you would with, I guess, just a normal foam or rubber knob that has more material. Oh crap, bad cast. Wow, not even a nibble. This is crazy. Damn bumblebee following me. Let's go back over here, back to where the fish feeder is. Now once again, since the spool is so light, despite being very big in diameter, the castability for these super light lures is really easy for this reel. It is casting the lure nice and straight. Not having to adjust my release point or angle that much, if at all, but just can't get a fish to bite. Like I said, I'm seeing small minnows really close to the bank, but I'm gonna make a color change, and if that doesn't work, we are going to move spots. Okay, so we are going for a lure that is jet black, and hopefully they'll see this better and we can catch some bluegill, damn it. I'm getting tore up by mosquitoes. Wow, nothing. Okay, I think I saw a carp jumping over there. Now this is the only second time I fished this lake. I've never come here to try to fish for bass, but I think I might give that a try. See what this thing looks like underwater. Where are the bluegill? Where are the panfish? got one. Oh, he got off, damn it. How would he have gotten off unless he wasn't just hooked? Okay, so looks like there are fish here. They just must not be hungry. So I'm gonna have to trick them into taking this damn lure. That was a decent size one too. It felt like he pulled out like one click of drag. And one thing to keep in mind is that when I was fishing the Clamber Hyper Micro here, it was with a different rod. I feel that the rod I'm using now is the superior rod. Who knew it'd be so hard to catch some damn bluegill? Oh, there's one. Oh, finally. Is he? I guess that's the bluegill. Yep, I see the blue. All right, first bluegill. First bluegill of the day. Looks like it's a decent eating size bluegill, so we're gonna keep him. Okay, so that was, I guess, a decent sized bluegill, but on this ultralight BFS setup, it was really fun, especially when it initially struck the lure. Felt way bigger than it was. I thought it was probably a small bass. So he struck probably pretty close to shore, but he might have been following this thing in and finally took it as it was getting close to shore. Oh, that was another hit, probably a smaller fish. Okay, so I see some activity over this way. Oh, there's one. Man, he's fighting. Ooh, another nice bluegill. Oh, this is a big one. Dang, look at the size of that one. That is a nice bluegill. Now that big bluegill, I thought he was a little bass for a second there. Fortunately, it doesn't look like the sun is gonna come out today, so this footage might be way too dark, but we'll see. It's a small fish. Small bluegill. Ooh. This thing is pulling drag. Ugh. What is it? Oh, another nice jumbo bluegill. The bite is starting to turn on now. Look at that thing. Now, once again, my mom says these are the best tasting fish. It's kind of funny, that fish pulled out like 2 or 3 clicks of drag. So this is definitely a finesse tune drag system. Oh, there's another. Oh, this one is, well, oh, it's a bass. Caught me a little largemouth here. He fought pretty damn good on this ultralight. But since he's not legal to keep, we're gonna throw him back. I don't know if you guys can see, but there's like a couple of logs there. So no big surprise that that largemouth is hanging out in that cover. Just hoping some bluegill would be there with him. Nice little fight on this ultralight setup. Okay guys, so before we move spots, I am switching up tactics and we're going to be using a super bright colored lure. It's like orange on top, yellowish on the bottom, and the blacks seem to have some success, but maybe something super bright colored like this will draw even more attention and hopefully some strikes. So let's see what happens. So I'm gonna give it about 5 casts, and either this lure is just gonna get hit after hit, or that color is just gonna scare fish away. So if I don't get a hit after 5 casts, we're gonna move spots and switch back to, I guess, a more natural color. All right guys, so you can see we are in a new spot. Hopefully the lighting is better. I don't really see any fish around here, but the water does get a little bit deep. So let's start casting around. Now earlier this summer, I did see a lot of bluegill around here in this particular area. Hopefully they'll still be around. Gonna give this place about 15 minutes, maybe make a color change. Nope, no followers. Let's try over here. Okay, I'm gonna make a color change on this lure. It is just way too unnatural looking. Okay, so I've tied on a way better color. It's like dark green on the top, and on the bottom it's light green with some gold flake. So hopefully they'll be able to see it because the water is stained green, but it's definitely a more natural color. There's definitely a lot of activity on top. Gonna cast it over there towards those tree branches. Maybe there is just like no cover along the bottom. I know at the other spot I was at, there was definitely vegetation and a sharp decrease in depth. Here it looks like it's just kind of shallow all over, and it's a gradual decline in depth, not a sharp one. So this is going to be the last cast right here before I hit one more spot. Hopefully I'll be able to get there before it gets too dark. Oh, there's one. Spoke too soon. All right, not the biggest, but still a decent bluegill. I don't know why people eat these fish because it's like, where's the meat? But anyway, it's not for me, it's for my mom. All right, so I just had a dude tell me that he caught some largemouth here earlier on something pearl colored. I'm not sure what lure he was using. When I think pearl color, I think fluke. So maybe he was using fluke. Maybe that's something I will try when I come back here to target some bass later on in the autumn.